Hey everyone, I hope everyone is feeling good about the SAT yesterday, and I know a lot of people have questions and are wondering about their score. So I wanted to make just a broad overview on what you can expect and how the test felt. So as most people know, right, the digital SAT is adaptive, which means there's two parts, right? And there's an easy version and a hard for the second part. So the first part is probably medium level. Everyone would take, the same level on that one. And then depending on how well you do, if you do well, you go into the harder section. And if you do less well, you go into the easier section, right? For each the math and the verbal. So this is from College Board, sort of showing the range of scores you can get, right? So on the math, if your second section is easier, really you're going to max out right here. And that would probably be around 570, okay? And then your minimum could be 200, right? If you just missed everything, which is really unlikely for people. And then on the second one, if you got the harder section, your low would probably be around, 480, around 500. And then obviously you could get the 800 there. So there's this area of intersection, could do as well or better than someone got the harder, right? And then it's all about how many questions you miss. And we'll go over how each question isn't always worth the same amount of points, unlike previous tests. And then same thing with the reading, right? There's a bigger range here. So if you get the easier, you could probably get in the 600s, high 600s. And if you get the harder, probably you would go down to around 500. So there's a big range where there's an overlap. But again, if you want to get the highest score, you want to get the harder section. So if you took the test yesterday and the second section felt harder, don't worry about that. That's a good sign. That probably means that you did well in the first section and got harder questions because you're scaled up to the next level. So then I'm going to show you how different questions have different points, right? Not every question is worth 10 points or 20 points. Depending on how it goes, they're worth more or less. So easier questions are worth more. So if you miss an easy question, you'll lose more points than if you miss a hard question. So something like this is a nonlinear easy level question. The function f is defined by f of x equals negative 6 plus root x. What is the value of 121? You would just plug in 121 into that. Square root of 121 is 11. So you do negative 6 plus 11. That'd be 11 minus 6, which is 5, and that's C, right? That's basically around as easy as the SAT gets. And this one would be worth around 30 points. So if you miss this question, right, it could be 30 or 40 points. So if you miss this question, automatically you're dropping down a good number of points because they are seeing if you're missing easy, that maybe the medium and hard questions you're getting right are slightly lucky, right? So you want to really nail down the easy questions, not only because they're easier and you should be nailing them down, but also because they're worth more points. Now, the reason why you can't just be like, I missed 5 questions, and the 5 questions means I lost 100 points is because different questions, again, are worth different amounts. So then if we had a medium of the same type of question, it would only be worth maybe 20 or 30 points instead of 30 or 40. And honestly, it could be 30 or 50 on the last one. So then let's say the last one was worth 40. I would say this one is worth maybe 20 points. 20 points to 30 points. Okay? And then again, still worth a lot. Still, we want to get it right. So a rectangular basketball court has an area of 392 meters squared. If the length is twice the width, what is the width of the court in meters? So we have 392 equals LW. L equals 2W. So 392 equals 2W times W equals 2W squared. So this could be a quadratic, but honestly, we could just divide by 2. We'll get 196 equals W squared. So W equals 14. And then the length would equal 28. So it would be A on this one, right? And again, worth 20 or 30 points, whereas the easy, which could be worth 30 to 50, 30 to 40. And then the hard would probably be worth 10 to 20 points, depending on just how hard it is and how many people are missing it, right? So the more people miss it, the less it's worth. The sum of two positive integers is 37. One integer is one more than triple the other number. What is the product of the two integers? So x plus y equals 37. X equals 3y plus 1. So we plug that in up there. So we're going to get 3y plus 1 plus y equals 37. So 4y equals 36. Y equals 9. X would equal 3 times 9 plus 1. It equals 27 plus 1. It equals 28. So what is the product? We would then do 28 times 9, right? Which is 2, 7, 18, 252. Okay, so this is not the hardest type of question, but I would give it maybe 10 to 20 points it's worth. Probably closer to 20 points. Okay, so again, depending on how you did yesterday, it really can't be determined simply by, oh, I missed 7 questions or I missed 6. There's a general trend, but if you miss more of the hard questions, you'll lose less points than if you missed the easy questions. So, you know, I know it's stressful. I know you want to see your scores, and you'll probably want to Google this and look up ways to get your scores. But really, it depends on each individual test and test taker and your points, right? So like this one was worth 20, let's say. The last one was worth 30, and then the one before that was worth 40 or 50. Together, right, if you miss those 3, it feels like you're dropping a lot, but honestly, it maybe is going to be worth losing about 60 points total, right? So if you missed all 3, equals 60 points that you'd be losing. And again, this is me estimating because they don't release this totally. It's really hard to see, and the combinations are almost endless on how you could miss. So don't worry about it. I know you want to come to this and think, oh, this is how it works, or this is going to be my score because I missed 5 or 6. You can't really determine that. I would say if you're missing 6 and it's around average level questions, right, that maybe be worth 100 to 130 points. But again, estimating, you don't want to do that. You just want to see how this is working, so you know. This is just to show you that each person's going to have different scores based on how many you miss. It's an interesting way of grading. So if you have questions on this or you want to know more about the test, let me know. Otherwise, I hope it's sunny where you are. Don't stress about yesterday's, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.